like learning a lot about historical and contemporary China, as well as things beyond China, and interacting with other scholars and studying multidisciplinary courses are really beneficial and studying experience.
So what I've tried to learn from the beginning of semester was to really get an overall picture of China through various lenses. So I've took classes such as contemporary China society or modern education of China and beyond, legal dynamics of Chinese commerce and society, and China's diplomacy, etc., to really get a diverse picture about China and how China views the world.
Last 3 months, I've learned a lot of things about China thanks to the comprehensive curriculum of Yenching. In my Chinese foreign policy class with Professor Zhang, I was able to gain a deep understanding of Chinese foreign policy making process. And in China transition class, I learned about Chinese legal system and China's environmental laws, which are usually subjects that are beyond my concentration on politics and international relations.
What we've all learned through this experience is just how resilient, adaptive, and incredibly persevering people can be, even in the most adverse of situations. Like having to take classes with a 12-hour difference from where they're being held. But not just that, but also the way people have been able to connect, make friendships, develop lasting experiences that will probably stay with us even after we meet each other in person.
So I've definitely learned a myriad of things this semester throughout all of my courses. But to draw on one anecdote, I feel that I really did gain a lot from the course Chinese Financial Systems that was run in conjunction with Stanford. Throughout the course, we touched on a wide breadth of topics ranging from venture capital in the Chinese space industry to mobile payments.
I would suggest having more discussions with your classmates to better engage with the ideas from the courses. These conversations usually expose you to new perspectives.
And in terms of tips for online learning, especially across time zones, it would be to download the Google Chrome extension called Video Speed Controller, because watching lectures at 1.8 times the speed is a total game changer.
The one tip that I would have for online learning at YCA would be to make an attempt to attend the classes live. Our lectures are mostly complemented with these lively Zoom discussion chats where scholars share interesting articles and their own perspectives, which make the YCA experience so unique.
If I share one tip of online learning is to make sure that your eyes are protected from blue light, because staring at the screen for more than 3 hours can be super tiring, and I recommend having some kind of blue light glasses, or through software you reduce those kind of lights while doing online classes.
I made my first friend just by saying hi. I think making friends in YCA is the most natural thing because everyone is so friendly and willing to connect.
When I came to YCA, I was running for the president of GSU. Casey Wang, she's an American scholar. She showed her full support in my campaign, and that's how we become friends.
First friend I met in YCA is Merla from Germany, and I first talked to her thanks to a Zoom call that our RACB had organized. Merla and I have similar interests, and we're now taking many classes together. She's really fun, smart, and very kind. She's always my go-to person whenever I have a question about the class or assignments, and I'm really, really thankful to have her in many of my classes.
If I have to be fair, I think the first person that I became friends with was probably Jacob. And that was because we first spoke at a social event when the semester was still starting, and then when we started having classes, we realized we had so many classes together that we just hit it off. So he's probably the first one that I became friends with. Again, there are many of you out there that I also consider my friends, but Jake's probably the first one.
The first friend I made at YCA is Claudine from Rwanda, who I met in the Chinese language class. At first, I used to find the Chinese language very daunting, and it was Claudine who had helped me and introduced me to many useful apps. Because of our very similar interest in China's foreign policy and international relations, we have taken many similar courses. And I got to know that some of these courses are during the midnight hours for Claudine. And yet she makes an effort to attend these classes and has the most thoughtful questions during the class. It is because of extraordinary peer group like Claudine that the Yenching Academy experience is so fulfilling and satisfying for me.
family usually make homemade sausage on Spring Festival. It tastes spicy and smoky. I really like that taste.
So during the Chinese New Year, we gather and watch Chinese New Year gala, and then we play mahjong for the whole night. And my mom is always the one who wins.
A lot of people in Macedonia are Orthodox Christian, which the Orthodox Church follows a different calendar for a lot of the events, which often means that some of the big holidays follow the Julian calendar instead of the Gregorian calendar, so they happen 2 weeks later than they would in most other places in the world. So although New Year's for us is also on December 31st, there's also Old New Year's, or when New Year's would have been in the previous calendar, that happens on January 13th, and it's kind of a nice opportunity for reflection for how the first 2 weeks of your year have gone.
One New Year tradition from my home country is that on the day of the New Year, we eat a dish made up of jaggery, neem leaves, and raw mangoes. Jaggery is sweet, neem leaves are bitter, and raw mangoes are sour. In a way, it symbolizes that we must meet the different bitter, sweet, and sour experiences of life with the same positivity.
I want to choose the word 拨云见日. The COVID is like clouds over our heads. I hope we could embrace personal contact under sunny sky next year.
The word I chose is 合作, cooperation. Because of the challenges last year, we saw greater need for cooperation. By making international friendships, we are better able to support each other through our various courses.
So for 2021 and my hopes for 2021, I chose the Chinese word of 顺利 to represent my hopes. And so I chose 顺利 because I feel that 2020 was very much a year full of unknown. It was a sort of purgatory for a lot of people. And in this year, not a lot of things ran very smoothly. And so I'm hoping that 2021 can be a little bit of a shift and that things can run more 顺利 and more smoothly for everybody. I hope that international scholars can 顺利地 go to China, that Chinese scholars can 顺利地 keep doing their studies and mingle with international scholars, and that all fifth cohorters can 顺利地 complete their theses.
The word I selected is 朋友们. I probably mispronounced that, but you can see the character, you know what I'm talking about. I've been talking about friends all night, so why not choose the word friends in Chinese as well? This is both a way of thinking to you all for being a part of my 2020 and for having been such an important part of it, especially towards the end.
I'd like to describe your current situation, or maybe the hopes that we should have for 2021 in 4-letter idiom. I'm not sure if it's used in China, but in Korea we have this saying called 극세척도, maybe in Chinese is 克师屠刀. It literally means that we should overcome the hardship that we're going through and then pioneer the new way. And I really do hope that the year 2021 and onwards become our new start after what we have been through.
Srećna Nova Godina.
Happy New Year. I hope everybody has a healthy and happy 2021 and that we'll be able to meet a lot sooner face to face.
新年快乐.
Umwaka mushya muhire kuri mwese.
Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo. I hope you all have a wonderful 2021. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you all.
祝大家新年快乐，恭喜发财，红包拿来。
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Hosea Varsha Subhashaya.
祝大家新年快乐，身体健康，万事如意。